Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a great day. So today we want to talk about SEC safe altcoins. Is there such a thing? Does it exist? And we're also going to talk about the contest, referral contest we're sponsoring, where you can win up to 100,000 Bitcoin MYK tokens for referring your friends and families to the Bitcoin MYK project that is a universal basic income project that wants to establish a currency that can be used to trade value and to provide universal basic income to um, over 80% of the globe or whoever opts to join. So, um, well, do a little research here on the BitcoinMYK.com site. Take a look at some of these cryptocurrencies, altcoins that may be SEC safe. Now, of course, when we're talking about the SEC, we're talking about the Securities and Exchange Commission, and what their role is to regulate, of course, anything that's established to be a security uh, within the United States. Although the SEC, as well as the American government, we've learned, has far-reaching arms, and so once they get on your tail, you might have a problem as well as America, the United States being one of the biggest consumer groups out there. So you don't want to lose the United States in any event. Um, Looking at Bitcoin and Ethereum now, of course, the great story about them is they were declared not to be securities. Although I believe Ethereum did raise money, it was still cleared of any problems in that area. Now, of course, the big news story that broke this week was the lawsuit potential and the going after of the XRP cryptocurrency, which we can see has suffered greatly by the news. I think it had got all the way up to around 60 cents before the news. So that means it's fallen down about 50% of its value already. I had talked about XRP years ago, saying that when the SEC came, they would be the target. And I was right about that. They were. You know, the XRP will be declared a security more than likely. EOS had a similar problem. We'll cover that a little bit as well to help you understand that a little bit more. But of course, XRP, the price is hurt. It's probably more likely going to be declared a security, and it's going to have to go through all of the regulations of security if it wishes to trade on exchanges in the United States. Um, of course, not being a security issues in a lot of problems with American customers, even if you can skirt around the regulatory bodies. Then it's still the idea that, the stigma of potential illegal activities being done. And whereas that may mean something, that might not mean something to everybody in cryptocurrency. To some people, the ethics of staying within the realms of the law, whether people agree with it or not, is something that they would prefer to do. Um, Now, let's look at first, before we can determine what isn't a security or what is what might be security safe, we have to determine what probably isn't. And one of these projects is Binance Coin. Now, the problem with Binance Coin, we kind of want to fix on the top 10 because the top 10 is moving the most value. It's probably likely where the SEC will be striking next. And so it's probably not really a big deal to look at the other ones as of yet because the SEC will strike these guys first, more than likely. But Binance Coin, of course, Binance Coin, we know the history of some of its early problems with regulations. But Binance Coin, to my understanding, did raise money in an ICO. And once you raise money in an ICO, it's almost pretty cut and dry. You're going to be determined to be a security more than likely. And I'm not the SEC or anything like that, but I am a registered broker. I have been for many years, and I had to learn a great deal about how the SEC works and regulatory laws in relation to securities. And just looking at their patterns, it's probably likely that anything that's done in the ICO and took customer funds to raise money, they're probably more likely going to, good chance I'd say, of falling in that category. Pretty darn high chance. And so Binance Coins falls in that. Not just Binance, though. I believe also Chainlink may also be guilty as charged, right? With Chainlink, I believe they did an ICO as well. And anytime, again, you're dealing with customer funds, you're probably going to have that problem. Now, something like, and then, of course, the KYC and so on and so forth. Now, I forget the exact story with Cardano. If Cardano, if they did an ICO, I believe they did KYC, so they're at least covered in that area. So that will put them on the road to fulfilling some of that. Although, at the end of the day, I mean, the SEC can pretty much do whatever it wants, but it's probably going to go after the sure deals they can win, and when they start to come. Polka Dot raised something like $150 million, a great deal of money. But Polka Dot, in a similar idea like Cardano, I believe, they did do kind of follow regulations in that, because I believe most of that money came from accredited investors and so on. So it's a little bit different there. And in that respect, they might not be a direct target. But from what we can see in the top 10, from what I can gather, I would probably venture to say that you're probably looking at a Binance Coin or Chainlink cryptocurrency that would be declared a security. EOS, we pretty much know the story of that. EOS had to pay a sizable fine. And I mean, they were pretty much able to go on after that, but they had to stay between the regulatory frameworks. And, once the SEC seems to come after these projects, as we can see what's happened to EOS, they don't ever really seem to recover, do they? So probably not a good thing if the SEC starts, coming down the pipeline on you, especially if you're pretty much clear and cut a security. And again, one big indication is going to be that you probably took customer funds, you did an ICO, you didn't do KYC, you didn't do AML, and so on and so forth. All right. But anyway, that's my take on that. But now let's talk about our project, Bitcoin MYK. And we're going to kind of discuss that a little bit in terms of SEC safe altcoins. But we also want to talk about this referral contest we're doing on our road to mass adoption, right? So the Bitcoin MYK project, let's see, let me get to the end of this here. I want to try to get to the menu. And I want to get to our affiliate area. There we go. Because I want to talk about the referral program a little bit. But let's first discuss a little bit about the project. So the Bitcoin MYK project, okay, it's running on the Bitcoin Cash blockchain, right? So it is as a cryptocurrency rooted in that chain, right? Oh, I got I got to log in to get on my affiliate page, but that's all right. We're going to discuss it a little bit anyway. So how Bitcoin MYK project works, it is by certain definitions would be considered a Bitcoin fork, although we use that term loosely because it's not rooted in Bitcoin Core, right? It's not a hard fork. But it does mean that the Bitcoin MYK project inherits the Bitcoin ledger. Simply put, if you have Bitcoin, you can claim Bitcoin MYK absolutely free. Um, does that make it SEC safe because Bitcoin's not been declared security? No, I wouldn't say that. Again, the SEC, they have many areas in their legal precedents how to determine the security, and it's very hard to pinpoint, which ones they use and which cases it can vary. But we can say this, looking at the Bitcoin MYK project, there's a few things that are quite interesting about it that I think would make us a less likely target. And that is, of course, what I just described. If you have Bitcoin, you just get it free. That it is rooted in chains that are potentially, possibly not considered securities. And that it has a universal basic income program. Which means that the whole world was almost entitled to getting it free. And of course, we're talking about any of the cryptocurrencies that are outside the Bitcoin holders, tokens that are coins that are being claimed. In addition to that, Bitcoin MYK never raised any funds, never took any customer funds, never did an ICO. So it's out of dark on that. And so with those things, again, we're not the SEC. We cannot say that it is 100% SEC safe as an altcoin. But when you consider that data and you look at other projects, you can see that it's probably not that the SEC would want to target Bitcoin MYK first, if at all, that there are so many projects that almost most certainly fit the bill as a security that the SEC probably would want rather invest their time with. And unfortunately, that's many of the projects that many of us are putting our money in. Just be careful out there, the dangers of putting your money in a illegal security, unregistered security. And just keep in mind, many of us, go to church, go to school, go to different places, occupy different roles throughout society. And, whether you agree with the government or not, a lot of people aren't going to want to be classed as participating in illegal activities and holding unregistered security. So, and the ethics that go along with that, people want to be proper citizens and so on and so forth. So that's all in it. So in that regard, be careful out there. You might not want to be the projects that have been declared securities, whether we thought they would do well or not. Ripple, XRP, and EOS, whatever the plans were with them, they don't seem to be doing very well at this stage. So that's not a good sign. But anyway, let's talk about what's going on with Bitcoin MYK on our road to mass adoption. We do have a referral program. Many of the most successful projects in the world have referral programs. Apple, Amazon, you name it. So we're no different. So what's happening now, you refer your friends or family, you just get an account with us. You're going to have your referral dashboard, which I wanted to show you, but I'm not logged in and almost at the end of the video, so I'm not going to log in yet. But you log in there, it's going to show you your dashboard. It's going to show you everything you need to know, how many referrals you get, what you're earning. It's going to generate your referral link. You want to promote that. Of course, I'm talking to you in a way that people who understand this project gonna give a quick sentence on how to wrap the idea of Bitcoin MYK up in one sentence. Bitcoin sidechain universal bridge cryptocurrency that supplies universal basic income to 80% of the globe. Right? Let's try it again. Let's say it again. Bitcoin sidechain. What does that mean? That means that it can facilitate what would be now this representative cryptocurrency value of Bitcoin that's faster, that can do micro payments on other chains. And a very interesting way you do it is just claim it if you own Bitcoin, right? And there's several ways you can do that, either through wallet signatures, and it is honored on some exchanges we're on. And once you do that, you're able to basically move that representative value faster without disturbing your Bitcoin, and have all the value of that inherited network. That's what we mean by sidechain. Universal bridge cryptocurrency. What we're talking about now is we're on several blockchains. You can kind of think of it like Tether, like Tether cryptocurrency. Tether is on several blockchains, right? With the Bitcoin MYK price, you can actually move your Bitcoin MYK from one chain to the another by using our gateway transfer feature that's here on the site. And the last part of that is the universal basic income. We have a dividend too that everybody who holds a wallet with Bitcoin MYK tokens in it are going to every month have dropped to them Bitcoin MYK tokens on our wallet app. You can get here on the site on the main page, right? Now, we're running this contest here starting today, and it will end around the 27th of January. We'll update you on the dates of the end date, but it should be last week of January, somewhere around there. And the person with the most referrals is gonna win about 100,000 Bitcoin and MYK tokens. Now, I think the rate of that in USD dollars was well over $500 in value. If you get the most referrals in that calendar, that 30-day calendar, you're going to win that $100,000 Bitcoin MYK prize. Now, as well, on every referral, you're going to earn 100 Bitcoin MYK tokens anyway. And I believe that comes to anywhere from 60 cents to $1 at the present market value. So on each referral, you're earning maybe close to $1, half a buck, something like that. So very interesting. We find this to be a more participatory model. Instead of going out to marketing firms, we believe in grassroots and let the community have access to participate in the marketing in a sense that it's all kept in-house and the value circulates back to them instead of going off to some company or entity. But very interesting, 100,000 Bitcoin MYK tokens you can earn for people who have wanted to jump to this project and maybe miss some of the earlier moves. It is up about 7,000% this year. There's an opportunity for them to get in big, and all they have to do is tell all their friends and family and communities about a project that wants to give them value and money in the form of universal basic income. So it's a win-win situation. Make sure you join today. Make sure you generate your referral link, start putting it out there, start earning some Bitcoin MYK. But that's all I want to say today in this video. If you like content like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and as always, until next time, take care.